I see you. I know the chains you feel, though they may be unseen. I know your search for truth, your struggle for freedom. You have felt trapped. You have felt that the harder you push, the tighter the darkness gets. Listen now, for this story is not about them. It is about you, and it is about me, the God who delivers. This is the question the world has always asked of me. It was hurled from the throne of the most powerful man on earth, but it also echoes in the quiet corners of the human ark, maybe even your own. Who are you really, and why should I listen? It is the great challenge of human pride against my divine love, and I am here to answer it. So to answer that question, you must see how it began. I sent my servants Moses and Aaron to stand before Pharaoh. This was not a meeting of ambassadors. It was heaven's decree delivered to the heart of earthly power. It was my will confronting a world that believes it is its own master. The message I gave them was not a suggestion. It was a command, an echo of my creative word. Let my people go. Why? Because they belong to me. I had a purpose for them, a destiny of worship and relationship that their bondage was preventing. And you see, this is my same message to you. You were made from me. Pharaoh's response? Scorn. He said, I do not know the Lord. This was not a lack of information. Oh no, it was a choice, a willful rejection of any authority but his own. And isn't that the story of the world? It dismisses what it cannot control. It refuses to know me, and so it refuses to obey. And what happens when my will is defied? Things get worse before they get better. And perhaps you know this feeling. You pray. You cry out for a breakthrough, but instead of relief, the pressure only gets worse, and the little hope you had begins to fade into despair. But listen carefully. A critical step had been taken. My name, the name of the Lord God, had been spoken aloud in the halls of power. This is always the first step toward freedom. The declaration of my reality, my sovereignty, even when the world violently rejects it. The light has entered the darkness. Immediately, the darkness fought back. The suffering of my people grew heavier. Pharaoh's decree was cruel, designed to crush the soul. Make the same number of bricks, but I will give you no straw. This is the enemy's tactic, to give you impossible burdens, to convince you that freedom is a lie and hope is for fools. Under that crushing weight, their hope turned to bitter ash. And my people, my own children, turned on the very messengers I had sent to save them. Pain has a way of doing that, doesn't it? It can blind you, making you blame the only source of your rescue. It became so dark that even my servant Moses broke. He cried out to me, his heart full of anguish. Why did you send me? Things are worse now. You haven't delivered your people at all. I show you this so you understand. I am not offended by your desperate questions. I have heard the cries of my greatest servants in their darkest nights of the soul. I heard his, and I hear yours. And it is right there, in that moment of absolute despair, when all human hope has failed, that is when I truly begin to move. I responded not by fixing the problem instantly, but by revealing who I am. Because before you can trust my promise, you must know the one who is promising. To Moses' cry of why, I answered with who. I said to him, I am the Lord. This is not just my name. It is the statement upon which all reality rests. I am the one who is. I depend on nothing, but everything depends on me. I am the God who hears you, who remembers my promises, and who always acts. Do you think your cries go unheard? No, I told them, I have heard the groaning of my children, and I have remembered my covenant. My promises are not wishes that fade with time. They are sworn oaths sealed by my own eternal nature. I do not forget, not ever. And out of my unchanging name comes my unbreakable promise. Listen, for this is my covenant for you. I will bring you out from your burdens. I will rid you of your bondage. I will redeem you with my own power. I will take you to be my own. I will be your God, and I will bring you into the inheritance I have prepared for you. This is not what I might do. It is what I will do. A promise from me is never just a word. It is a declaration of what is about to happen. Now, the time for talking was over. It was time to show the difference between my divine reality and the empty illusions of the world. I gave them a sign. Aaron's dead wooden rod became a living serpent. This was not a trick, it was creation. In response, Pharaoh's magicians used their secret arts to imitate the miracle. You see, the world cannot create. It can only counterfeit. It produces a clever illusion to deny the divine reality right in front of its eyes. But the demonstration was not over. The serpent that came from my power then consumed the serpents born of their illusion. Understand what this means. My reality does not coexist with falsehood. It swallows it whole. My power completely nullifies all other claims to power. Yet Pharaoh's heart remained hard, and so I began to dismantle his world piece by piece. My judgments were not random. They were targeted. I struck first at the very heart of their idolatry, the river Nile, the thing they worshipped as the source of their life. I showed them the foolishness of their trust. I turned their God into a horror. The water became blood, the fish died, the river stank with the stench of death. The source of their life became a symbol of my judgment. This is what happens to every idol. Anything you put in my place will ultimately fail and bring only ruin. And here you see the absolute limit of the world's power. Pharaoh's magicians could also turn water to blood. They could imitate destruction, but they could not reverse it. They could not cleanse the river. They could not bring back life. The world can mimic my judgment, but it has no power to save. Only I can do that. This ancient story has survived for thousands of years for one reason. It is not just history. It is a mirror. It is designed to bring you, right now, to your own personal moment of decision, to force you to choose what you believe about power, about bondage, and about me. This story resonates deep within you because you have lived it. You have felt the world's demand for bricks without straw, that crushing, impossible pressure. You know the weight of despair that whispers that hope is lost, that you will never be free. I know you have. Through this story, I've shown you the world's power for what it is, an imitation, an illusion, powerless to save. And in its place, you have heard my voice declaring an unbreakable, six-fold promise of redemption. So the choice is simple: the failing bondage of Egypt or the covenant reality I offer. This entire deliverance was a shadow, a whisper of a much greater redemption to come. The same power that judged the false gods of Egypt, that swallowed the serpent of the enemy, is the very same power that I unleashed when I raised my son Jesus Christ from the grave. All those I will promises, they find their ultimate, it is finished in him. The way out of your bondage is through him. And so this story leaves you standing at the shore of your own Red Sea. I have revealed my name to you. I have shown you my power. I have extended to you my promise of new life through my son. And now I ask you directly, will you remain in the Egypt you know, or will you trust me and begin your journey into freedom?